Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson hitting the big screen yet again, this time playing himself in a new real-life movie about WWE.
Fighting with My Family, and Rachel Smith sat down with some of the cast for a closer look.
What advice would you give us? We want to be the next you.
What are your names again?
My name.
It doesn't matter what your names are. You want some advice? Here's The Rock's advice. Shut your mouth.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Got it.
True story.
True story.
Don't you find that, though, in this line of work, that truth is stranger and more entertaining than fiction?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. It's like if that didn't have a documentary to back it up, you'd be like, are they taking liberties with this family?
Totally, especially with the one-liners that are direct copy, like taken from the documentary. You're like, that can't be a real line, and it is, and they said that. Hello?
My name is Hutch Morgan. I'm calling from WWE. We'd like both of you to come try out for us.
The start of the documentary, that's how
Right.
Dwayne found out.
Right.
But how did you find out? Did he call you? Like, what did that...
I was at WrestleMania 2014 in New Orleans, and he was just like, hey, remember me? And I'm like, of course. No, who are you again? He was like, I just want to say that I was filming Fast and Furious in London, and I couldn't sleep one night, and I stumbled across your documentary, Fighting with My Family. And he was like, I just loved it. I love the family connection, remind me of my family, and yeah, we're going to do a movie on it. And then a minute later, he's like, oh, and by the way, you're going to be debuting tomorrow, and you're going to win the Divas Championship. I'm like, what? And so like I'm blubbering everywhere, I'm crying, I had like eyelashes flying off everywhere, and then he's like, by the way, no one knows about this, so just keep this to yourself. And I was like, okay. So I'm like walking out, there's thousands of people backstage. Tamina's like, are you good? I'm just like, I'm just a really big fan of The Rock, I don't know, I'm just like...
What? It's Dwayne Johnson. How are you?
Prove it.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Yeah, and I'm Vin Diesel, mate.
If you had your own personal wrestling name, if you were going to be, like, tomorrow, going to the WWE, would you have a personal name or a move?
It's called Storm in a Teacup, and my wrestling name is the Cockney Lump.
It's so fun to go to a film and when you have expectations that are pretty high and then just exceed it.
Oh, good. Thank you very much.
Really, I mean, so fun.
You're talking about this film, right?
Paige, I myself have come from a wrestling family too. I know exactly what it means to you. But don't worry about being the next me. Be the first you.
For Celebrity Paige, I'm Rachel Smith.